welcome to another segment of my YouTube channel. It's a pleasure to talk to you today about the basketball camp here at the Turks and Caicos Islands. And you know, this is summer. Our young people don't have much activities to do. School is closed, and there's a basketball camp, and so we are having a discussion today with organizers and one of the basketball players. I just want to say thank you all for organizing this.
Absolutely, thank you so much. And let me introduce to you Mr. Jeff Rogers. Mr. Rogers is the brainchild of these camps and the grandmaster of such camps in the Bahamas, and actually he's done in Jamaica and other places. And he's been able to bring, there are great players who came through his camps like Klay Thompson and DeAndre Ayton, who played in the finals this year. And Mr. Rogers I've come to an understanding last year, and we planned this camp. Took a long time, a lot of work and so on, but here we are, and the children are happy, and yes. I think the children of Turks and Caicos are excited. In fact, the boys got it in their heads yesterday to challenge the professional players, and I believe a beatdown is underway at the moment, so it's very good. But let me, Mr. Rogers, say hello to Turks and Caicos Islands.
Well, I'm just happy to be here once again. Thank God for life, and it's always a joy for me to work with young people. That's my passion, to work with young people, and to have the privilege to be in Turks. It's an honor, for me. So I thank you guys, Dr. Kumar, for allowing me to be here along with my people, my friends, and my colleagues. So it's just a joy, to give something back to the community.
Yes. Yeah. So you've been doing this now for over 30 years.
Well, yeah, roughly about 33 years. Yeah.
33 years. Yeah. What I know you want to give back to the community, but what drove you to start basketball camps? What do you see the benefits of having these basketball camps?
Well, growing up around guys like Michael Thompson and some of the great players in the Bahamas who made it through the professional line, and coming from a background of the Seventh-day Adventist youth program, they asked one Sabbath to ask the young men and young ladies to give something back into the community, and the thought came to mind to do a basketball camp if I'm able to attract professional athletes. And fortunately, that's what happened. So I use it, and then see the need, to help young people, know that basketball can take you a long way through life once they learn the fundamentals and learn all of the other skills, life skills, and the discipline part of it. I thought it was a great thing for me to use that avenue to get involved.
That's very important. Life skills, and this, people don't realize it's not just about trying to get an MBA, it's also about developing other skills.
And that's crucial, because there are three things. Number one, the child, him or herself, has to be engaged as a person. And then the children together, they have to be engaged with each other. And when that happens, the individual child challenges him or herself, and then has guidance to show them how to deal with those challenges. So dispute resolution, companionship, friendship, tasks, orientation, that kind of thing. And if you think about a restaurant where you have people who have gone through this kind of ritual and they happen to be working together, then a friendly competition builds up. Guys say, I'm going to clean more tables than you, and I remember when I beat you at so-and-so. And what you're really trying to do is to create something where every 8 or 9-year-old says, I can't wait to get to the level where I could go to this camp. And so people pass through it like a ritual. And if a society doesn't have enough things like that for children, it cannot grow. It cannot develop. And so what we want, our sponsors who have been tremendous, and we'll give you a list of them to feel too long now but one of the things that we've said to them, we can't just give a couple of hot dogs a couple of times, and we're grateful for it. Mm-hmm. It has to be a sustained effort over time, sustained effort throughout the year and so on. We have to build incentive programs. So the police are here. They are giving out citations of excellence. tickets of excellence for the children in the camp who are the best behaved. So the guys are choosing right now the best behaved children, and they're getting citations which has sponsorships and vouchers and things like that for local businesses. So these are the kinds of things, but it has to be ongoing as a proposition. So we definitely believe there's a sociology to it.
I believe so too. You know, there are so many issues with our young people.
Right.
Not much to do.
Right.
They end up joining gangs, and I think getting involved in basketball camp will help them to focus on something. You know,
Jeff can tell you, some of your people have gotten full scholarship. I mean, lots. You're talking about lots of people actually. Right?
We fortunately, most of the instructors who work in the camp, they start off as little boys in the camp, and a lot of these guys already passed through college, playing professional ball overseas. And so again, you know, the camp is about character building, you know, because you could be athletic, got talent and all that, but if you don't have the other part to go with that, the discipline, talking about how to manage yourself off the basketball court as well as on the court. So a lot of these things help you to develop as a person. My son started playing basketball. I mean, he's a professional. He has his degree in economics and finance. He's a businessman back home. And so even though he didn't get too far in terms of professional, and that was only because of injury. See, that's another thing. You know, he got snapped 2 hamstring during the time he was making preparation to go to that level. But because he had the academics and he was able to graduate from college, he's able to turn on something else. And that's why it's important for these young people to understand basketball only going to carry you so far. But what happens if you don't have an education? What happens if you get an injury? You see, so this is why we teach them when we talk about life skill, character building, and being disciplined and all that. That have to be applied, because you could be talented, but if you're not disciplined, you ain't going nowhere. You could be disciplined and don't be talented. People gonna work with you to help you to get to the next level.
Right.
So that's the reality.
You use those same skills in everyday life, not just in basketball,
but it's as you go through life.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So that's what we're all about, character.
Right.
So how many NBA players we have here?
Well, we had a number of guys. We had, matter of fact, we had Kyrie Irving was supposed to come, but because of his schedule, his father stepped in, you know, who worked real close with him, managed him. So Kyrie came down. We have Mr. Woodward from the NBA official, Hayward. He's played 8 years in the NBA. He's the only, out of the 40 NBA players, there's only 3 blacks, and he's one out of the 3. That official in the NBA, he's here. And then we have Ray McCollum.
Yeah.
He's here.
Yeah.
And then we have a couple of guys who play overseas.
Yeah.
So they all passed
Sheldon
through that.
Brown missed his flight.
Yeah.
Sterling Brown, sorry.
And also the situation with Bugsy Bogue. There was a little communication problem and missing flights and stuff like that.
Right.
You know, and then I think through all of the testing and all of that guys go through, it becomes a little discouraging. You know, and so that. But other than that, I mean, camp went pretty smooth.
And I think the key thing is the children had a good time, and as we said, that we had a little bit of a miracle on Tuesday, because after we checked in the children in the camp, there were 31 children sitting outside. And so we went over, tried to find out what was going on, and it turns out that they weren't vaccinated or didn't have tests. And we got together as a team, and Jeff and the crew went and gave a talk to them and so on. And then we went out to scour the island to see if we could find a solution. And Family Care Medical Center stepped in and tested everyone for free. So we wanted to make sure we complied with the law. And that was a beautiful little miracle that happened on Tuesday that got everyone very, very emotional about, this sort of thing. And the children are now part of the camp, and they're happy, and they feel gratified about it. So these are the kinds of things that we think are treasures that the young people will never forget.
Well, my son is participating in this camp as well.
Yes,
my son.
So is he one of the ones who challenged the guys to?
I'm not sure. I know you talked about it.
Yes, absolutely. So I think I hear some moaning in there right now. Right.
You plan to have this on an annual basis?
Yes, we'd like to do it to continue. So we're going to have a talk with our sponsors after this is over. They've been very, very generous and very, very consistent. We've been very transparent with them, and so they're very happy for that. that, and I've kept, contact with them, and so they're very happy about it. So we're going to sit down and talk and see how we can structure it in a way, have more children, attend. We got to talk. We thank the Sports Commission and the Turks and Caicos Basketball Federation. And listen, they've been here. Mr. Trevor Cook, the Secretary General, he's been here on the ground playing with the children. Mr. Cox has been here. Mr. Parker from and Judith from the Sports Commission, they've been here. We've been talking to Mr. Ford, and Mr. Glasgow is away on medical leave, but he checks in, and we give him an update and that kind of thing. So we've been very, 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 very involved with everyone to make sure this goes smoothly. Yeah.
So how do you, there's some kids who really don't want to play basketball, but how do you convince them to come to this camp?
Well, I think for us, once a kid step in, a lot of kids, DeAndre was somebody who his father brought into the camp. He couldn't play basketball. So you as an instructor, you have to sense those type of kids. And you have to know how to comfort them, and to get them to get that passion to want to get involved. So it's just your approach to them, and then you share the information based on the age. You know what to say to them, to get them in that frame of mind. So each case is a little different.
There was.
But on the end of the day, we had 5 and 6-year-old crying and crying. I just tell the parents, just go.
Yes.
Leave them. You'll be with them.
The parents come back. They're ready to stay all day.
That's right.
Awesome. So that's the way it is.
No, and it's really been fantastic. And what's really amazing as well is some parents have said, okay, this is my son. He's not going to get involved unless you push him into the crowd. So don't let him stand against the wall, push him in. And so, those kinds of things, Jeff is exactly right, that the camp instructors are very experienced at this in dealing with young people. And so I think they've created a wonderful experience for everybody, everyone.
Well, I think this has been a life-changing experience for the children of Turks and Caicos. I think we had over 100?
Yes, absolutely. I think at one point we had 137 at one point. And we had, there was a big group, a church group that stepped out because people were worried about COVID and that kind of, so we would have had over 160 if they had come. But we tried to show them what we had planned, and people have to make decisions and that's fine. And we ran a very tight COVID compliant environment. We have Dr. Bernard Young, who's policed this camp very well, and then we have 2 brilliant young Turks and Caicos Islanders, Mr. Gabriel Saunders and Mr. Quinn Higgs, and they have been here every day volunteering, helping out, doing all helping with the data. We put together a database of all the people who were tested, broken them down into various groups and that kind of thing. And we started out, I think, with maybe 2 girls, and now I think we had like 6 or 8 girls today. And so it's very good. Next year we'd try and get a WNBA player or something or 2, and so more girls could feel included. And so, this it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
It is.
It's a good thing. So, Mr. Seymour, I would love for you to meet Mr. Roger Hood. Roger is one of the players that's here. He plays overseas. He's actually from Detroit, but has connections to the Bahamas, and he's going up to Las Vegas for a camp and a tryout and try to make the NBA this season. So he is a super talent, and the young people love him, and he's been quite a pleasure to have here with the children. So, Mr. Roger Hood.
Blessed to meet you.
All right, Roger, thank you. Thank you very much for coming to Turks and Caicos. What prompted you to come? Why did you come to participate in this basketball camp?
Well, I believe it's my purpose to help the youth, and I want to expand outside of just Michigan. And I know here the opportunities are very limited for the youth. And I think with the knowledge that I've gained throughout my experience, just coming here, I just want to share that with them, and at the same time, inspire them to be the best people that they could possibly be outside of just basketball. Because basketball to me is just a platform for excellence after the game as well. So it's a pleasure to be here.
Right. So Roger's a sharpshooter.
Yes.
And he's an assassin. So the young boys have tried to challenge him. So I think the beatdown has happened, right? You guys. So, but everybody's happy and everybody loves it. So tell them about the exhibition in Las Vegas and what happens for young players who are. I mean, because it's very tough to make it, and the competition is very, very tight, and it doesn't have anything to do with your talent. It's your fit, how you fit with a team scheme and concept and so on.
And as I've gone on throughout my career, I've learned it's more than just playing basketball. You know, coaches are looking for guys with great character, you know, guys who can work in a team environment.
Right.
And that's really what it is. So when I do go to Las Vegas next week, it's going to be me showcasing not just my skills, but they're going to be various interviews, you know, opportunities where I'm going to be around people in the community. So just doing all of those things, I think is going to allow me to really gain more knowledge and experience about the game, and hopefully get some more exposure so I can continue my own career.
I think you made a good point and about character building.
Yes.
Even if people don't make it to the NBA or the professional, any other basketball profession, it builds character.
Absolutely.
And if you have a good character, it could take you anywhere.
Right.
You know, character is really the key to determine your success in life. So I'm glad you raised that point.
Yes.
Well, I've given Raj a little project. First, he must come back and help us build an Olympic basketball team. And number two, he must find a place for me on this team as the sixth man. I can't run up and down too much, but I can stand one place and shoot the ball. I won't play any defense or anything like that. But it's a great pleasure to have them here, and they've been very good. So as Jeff said earlier, you know, we had Kyrie Irving's father who came because his son made a promise and he got injured and couldn't keep it. And some guys, you know, through the flights and the travel authorizations, they got they weren't able to make it. But we have guys in there, Ray McCullough and some of the other guys are in there, and so it's been really great. And we owe you a debt of gratitude. Thank you so much for coming.
And I appreciate you all for the wonderful hospitality. And beautiful island. I
Absolutely. Yeah, he's talking about he's staying at the Palms.
Okay.
So, yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Raj.
Thank you all.
All right. Absolutely.
Nice to meet you, Roger.
Pleasure to meet you.
Okay. All right. All the best.
Well, you've been listening to the YouTube channel regarding the basketball camp, and I hope that you are encouraged about these type of camps, and don't be turned away from. You see that children are learning, they're getting benefits. They're building their character. They are being disciplined. It's also becoming a team player, and those are the things that we'll face in our lives on an everyday basis.
Thank you very much, and it's a great pleasure, my friend.
Thank you.
All right. All the best.